To talk about transportation in Bogota is to talk about a city that had only 150 blocks at the beginning of its history, which received its first trolley car until 1910, and that paved its first road until 1921. A city that 19 years ago created one of the most important mass transportation systems in the world, the TransMilenio system, that changed the history of Bogota mobility. In 1867, there were 2,679 urban buses in Bogota that transported on average 500,000 passengers per day. At this time, when the city was over a million inhabitants and had 8,000 hectares, the service was reasonable and comfortable. But as the city grew and reached more than 5 million inhabitants and an area of more than 30,000 hectares, not only the car fleet substantially grew to more than 20,000 vehicles, the inefficiency, discomfort, and pollution of the actual buses at those times increased. From the 60s to the 90s, collective transport ran, but most of it was part of private companies. Since the transportation was very uncomfortable and expensive, it got into a crisis in the mid 80s, and especially in the late 90s. By the end of the 20th century, the situation was critical. There was no real urban public transport system that serves as an alternative to the private vehicle. So the city registered an unsatisfactory quality of life for the majority of its inhabitants. The mayor Enrique Peñalosa, who had his governance from 1998 to 2000, included in his government program as a priority project to offer the city a solution to the problem of public transport. It was determined that the construction of a special infrastructure determined especially and exclusively for the operation of Transmilenio, which specialized trunk corridors equipped with single-use lanes, stations, bridges, bike paths, and special access areas, designed to facilitate the use of the system for users. Consequently, and based on the studies conducted during the first administration of the mayor Anthony by the Japan International Cooperation Agency, they determined that the metro was not the most convenient option for a short-term solution, since the metro will be necessary in 15 or 20 years, and that its cost was 10 times greater than the alternative of articulated buses. So they decided as the solution to the problem of public transport the creation of the Transmilenio system, based on four pillars. First, respect for life, represented in a comfortable, safe, and modern service. Second, respect for people's time, with a transport system that meets minimum quality standards in terms of itineraries and travel time. Third, respect for citizen diversity, as it will become a transport system in which different social classes will use it, without preference of any kind, and will use an equal treatment for everyone. And fourth, international quality, complying with the minimum requirements indicated by transport engineering for the provision of a comfortable, safe, and effective service. After not few inconveniences, including the opposition of some councillors and transport businessmen, the Council of Bogotá approved the project for the creation of the system through the Agreement Number 4 of 1989, which authorized the mayor on behalf of Bogotá DC to participate jointly with other entities of the district in the construction of the third Millennium Transport Company, Transmilenio SA, given on October 13, 1889 as a joint stock company, in the form of a public limited company with public contributions. Transmilenio SA is the managing system, the entity in charge of coordinating the different actors, planning, managing, and controlling the provision of the public urban mass transit passenger service, and is responsible for the efficient and permanent provision of the service. This is how on December 18 of the year 2000, the first route that began operating with 14 buses between the 80th and 6th Streets was inaugurated along the trunk of Caracas. During this period, there were other trunks built, such as Auto Norte and the 80th Street. In the second administration period of Mayor Atlanta Marcus from 2001 to 2003, he included in the Bogotá Development Plan the goal of reducing the travel times of people in the city by the 20%, and the three new core projects were the priority projects mass transportation, the trunks of Americas, NQS, and Suba Avenue. Currently, the system has 112.9 kilometers of trunk road in operation, 11 trunks in operation, 134 stations, 9 portals, and 9 patio garages. In addition, the system has 16 cyclo parking with 3,588 seats and its service, and a safe, comfortable, and easy accessible spaces for all people who use the bicycle as a formal transportation alternative for daily mobility.